The first light of dawn spilled over the endless savanna, painting the tall grass in gold. Herds of antelope drifted like shadows across the horizon. Giraffes stretched their long necks to pluck tender leaves from acacia trees. Flamingos lifted, in great pink clouds from the water's edge, their wings flashing against the sky. At the heart of this vast, breathing world moved Kumo, the great elephant. His enormous frame swayed with each step, his tusks gleaming like ivory crescents. Beside him trotted Aya, his young daughter, her smaller feet kicking up playful puffs of dust. For them, the plains were home, a place where every breeze carried the scent of safety, and every sunrise promised another day together. Life here was bound by an unspoken harmony. Zebras grazed near wildebeests without fear. Monkeys chattered in the trees, tossing fruit down to warthogs that rooted in the earth below. Even the wind seemed at peace, carrying the songs of distant birds. But deep within the grasslands, that harmony was about to be broken. From the shade of a lone marula tree, a pair of golden eyes watched. They belonged to Nkaro, a lion without a pride. Hunger had carved sharp lines into his body, and desperation had turned his gaze cold. For days he had hunted and failed. The antelope were too swift, the zebras too alert. Now his eyes fixed on something easier. The small, unguarded figure of Aya Kumo had wandered to a nearby watering hole to drink, unaware that danger stalked so close. Aya, curious and carefree, had wandered toward a grove, chasing the flicker of a butterfly's wings. Nkaro's muscles bunched beneath his tawny coat as he crept forward, each step silent in the tall grass. Aya paused, ears flicking. A shadow moved in the corner of her vision. Then, in a burst of speed, the lion lunged. She bolted, her small legs pounding the earth. The world became a blur, grass whipping past her face, the sound of her own heartbeat thundering in her ears. Behind her, the lion's breath came in hot, heavy bursts, closing the distance with every stride. High above, a lilac-breasted roller saw the chase. With a flash of blue and green feathers, it launched into the air, slicing through the sky in search of help. It found Kumo at the watering hole, his great ears fanning lazily. The bird swooped low, crying out in alarm. Kumo froze. Then he turned toward the grove, his eyes narrowing. With a roar that shook the ground, he charged. Dust rose in great clouds around him as he thundered across the plain. Aya's flight ended at a rocky ledge. She turned, trembling, as Nkaro approached, his lips curling back to reveal sharp teeth. He lowered himself, ready to spring, but before he could leap, a shadow fell over them both. Kumo burst from the grass, tusks forward, trumpeting in rage. The impact of his charge sent the lion sprawling. Nkaro rolled to his feet, snarling, and circled the elephant warily. The two titans clashed, tusks against claws, muscle against muscle. The air was filled with the sound of their struggle, the ground trembling beneath them. Nkaro darted in, slashing, but Kumo swung his trunk like a battering ram, striking the lion's flank. The blow staggered him. Still, the lion's hunger drove him on. He feinted, then lunged again for Aya. Kumo blocked him, tusks sweeping upward, lifting the lion clear off the ground and hurling him into the grass. Breathing hard, Nkaro rose once more, but the fight had gone from his eyes. He turned, limping into the tall grass until he vanished entirely, swallowed by the savanna. Aya ran to her father, pressing close to his massive leg. Kumo lowered his trunk, curling it gently around her in a gesture of comfort. The danger had passed. The plains slowly returned to life. Birds sang once more. Antelope lifted their heads from the grass, ears flicking, and the wind carried only the sense of peace. As the sun dipped toward the horizon, Kumo and Aya walked side by side across the open land. The day had been scarred by danger, but their bond, forged in love and courage, was unbroken. In the wild, safety was never certain. But as long as Kumo stood watch, Aya would have a protector, and the Savannah would have its sentinel. Like this story for more wild animal battles? Want more heart-stopping adventures from the wild? Subscribe to the channel. Share this video so everyone can witness the courage of nature's true guardians.